Well, good afternoon from Burgess Park. It's Titusville Rocket Tennis. We've got the Titusville Rockets and the Greenville Trojans here for you this afternoon. Looking forward to it. Our crew includes Mr. Rob Buchan, Phil Taylor. I'm Luke Rio. It's Rocket Tennis here this afternoon from Burgess.
Stream Sports, proudly covering local high school athletics and District 10 championships on Stream TV.
This afternoon, it's the Titusville Rockets and the Greenville Trojans. Our coverage of Rocket Tennis this season made possible by these great sponsors. By Oil Creek Plastics. By Titusville Area Hospital. By Interstate Pipe and Supply. By State Farm Insurance. By Poppies. By Donovan and Bauer Auto Group. By The Barking Lot. By the Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville. By Armstrong. By Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning. By the Crawford Health Improvement Coalition. By ProThreads Print Shop. And by Marsh Home Center. Now we're glad you're with us here this afternoon and inside the Marsh Home Center pre-match show. Luke Rio along with former coach Rob Buchan and former coach Phil Taylor. Gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a beautiful day for tennis.
It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you for having us along. This is going to be a beautiful day for this sport.
Well, Phil, you've been the more recent coach here. You've seen Greenville up close and in person. What are your thoughts here this afternoon?
Yeah, Greenville is one of those powerhouses in the district. They really have an amazing program. Their coach really brings a team every single year that has the fundamentals down. They're 1-2 competitors, and they have a great team that they put together every year.
Phil, you had a chance to talk to the coaches and get records. We'll get your.
Well, you know, Ken Stitt's been coaching here for 23 years, I believe. His assistant coach is John Reynolds, and they're undefeated this season, 3-0. They, like everybody else, have rainouts, so they're going to be playing a lot of matches back to back to back if the weather cooperates. But right now they're 3-0, and they have all seniors. Up to their number 2 doubles is a couple sophomores, but they've got a veteran team. They've been in the district playoffs, I think, every year that these guys have been together. They're a powerhouse.
Well, we're going to take a quick break. We'll come back and have more Rocket Tennis for you here from Burgess Park. Again, it's a beautiful day. We invite you to come down and watch or sit back and enjoy. It's Rocket Tennis. Our coverage continues right after this.
Hey. Jake from State Farm.
We have to know.
Yeah, these are State Farm pajamas. No, what if we have to talk to somebody about our policy, but it's late at night? Call us 24/7.
Great, because what if someone still calls his mom for everything?
We'll walk you through everything. At State Farm, we're there for your what-ifs.
Oh, yeah, Mom, everything's great. Yeah. I mean, not my mom.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Call or click to get a quote today.
Oil Creek Plastics has provided quality, service, and integrity to their customers and community. Their talented and committed employees strive to deliver to their clients the best products that are American-made. In that spirit, our high school athletes show commitment to their school and community, excelling at every event. In these times of uncertainty, community comes together. Oil Creek Plastics is proud to support the Titusville Rockets and continue traditions that are made in the USA.
At Donovan and Bauer Auto Group, a new year has arrived, and we have our largest selection of Chevrolet and GMC vehicles that we have had in several years on the lot and ready to go. Stop in and see what we can do for you on a new or pre-owned vehicle purchase, or stop and visit our service department or collision center to make sure that your vehicle is ready for the road ahead. When you have the time, we invite you to find new roads and visit us on Route 8 North in Titusville, or shop online at donovanbauer.com.
Hi, my name is Dr. Charlie Gates. I'm an orthopedic surgeon with Orthopedic Associates of Meadville, and I spend most of my time here at Titusville Area Hospital. I'm a general orthopedic surgeon. I perform wrist fracture surgery, ankle fracture surgery, and hip fracture surgeries. I do carpal tunnels and trigger fingers, and knee arthroscopies and shoulder arthroscopies. I look forward to serving the patients here in the hospital.
Interstate Pipe & Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe & Supply.
Keeping your kids healthy is the first step to protecting their dreams. When you keep them safe, there's no limit to how far they can go. Nothing is out of reach. No mission? Impossible. Give your son or daughter a better chance to see their dreams come true. Give them the HPV vaccine at age 11 or 12 to prevent HPV cancers later in life.
Whoever said,
"It's only a dog,"
never loved a dog. Our philosophy is simple. We treat every dog as if it were our own, and believe us, we spoil our dogs. When dogs are comfortable, they're happy. The Barking Lot in Titusville is ready to make your dog happy by offering grooming services, daycare, and boarding. Call today to schedule an appointment, or better yet, stop in and discover a stranger, crazier, quirkier group of dog lovers at the Barking Lot in Titusville.
Transform your business internet with Armstrong Business Solutions. Our advanced 10G fiber optic network gives you the ability to experience lightning-fast upload and download speeds with unlimited data. But that's not all. Wireless internet backup combats network disruptions, and Business Pro Wi-Fi helps monitor and manage your network from anywhere. Get your business up to speed with connectivity that works for you from Armstrong Business Solutions. Go to armstrongonewire.com/business.
Poppy's Equipment and Storage Rental in Pleasantville is committed to providing our customers with exceptional service while offering quality rental equipment. Poppy's is now an authorized steel dealer with everything you need to have for sawing and cutting or mowing to digging. And of course, Poppy's has tents, tables, chairs, heaters, generators, barbecues, and more for your next wedding or get-together. Need firewood or propane? No problem. Whether you're in construction or a weekend warrior, reach out to Poppy's about your next project. Poppy's Place on the Tenesta Road in Pleasantville. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding, behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
A broken furnace can freeze a family on the go. Stay on schedule with furnace maintenance before the snow flies. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning has nearly 40 years of HVAC experience. Our home comfort engineers maintain, troubleshoot, and repair nearly all systems at an outstanding value. With just a few clicks, our state-of-the-art software schedules arrival time, finish time, and provides fast, easy paperless billing. Visit VanderhoofHeatingandAir.com or call 814-671-3226. With Vanderhoof, seasons change, but not your comfort.
ProThreads Print Shop is the area's premier screen printing and embroidery company. Locally owned, ProThreads prides themselves in specializing in school and travel sportswear and fan gear, as well as business and corporate apparel. Get your team mascot or company logo screen printed, embroidered, or engraved on just about anything. Check out our designs on Facebook or online at ProThreadsPrintShop.com. For superior service with personalized attention, talk to the pros at ProThreads Print Shop.
Well, we're getting ready for this afternoon's matchup between the Rockets and the Greenville Trojans. Luke Rio, Rob Buchan, Phil Taylor with you here on this beautiful Tuesday afternoon. It's about time we get some nice weather.
Day to day. As they're lining up and doing the pregame instructions, this is Jeff Lederber's first season as coach, following the legendary Phil Taylor, I might add, as coach. Hey, I call him as I see him, Coach. The Rockets have had four matches so far. They are looking for their first win, but they've competed. They just have not won any matches. Today's going to be a tall order, given the undefeated Greenville team coming here. But we have home court, and that's why you play the games. So we just have to wait and see how this plays out. But it should be some good tennis. And what do you think about it, Phil?
Yeah, the Trojans, I tell you, they do come in with a powerhouse. But here's the thing: even in a situation where you're looking for your first win, as a coach, what you always want is you look for those takeaways of how did each match go. When you're looking at the set, the thing that's interesting about tennis is that you can lose a set 6-3 or 6-2, but it doesn't tell the story of how many of those games went to deuce. How many of those times will Titusville have an advantage? And that's really what takes some working out, just getting to make sure they get those small victories in and say, okay, I was in the match.
Yep.
But sometimes the scorecards don't show how much you're in the match.
That's true. One of the advantages, obviously both teams are loaded with seniors. The majority of the players, all of the single players are seniors. There were two sophomores for number 2 doubles for Greenville, and we have one freshman playing number 2 doubles. Other than that, it's pretty much a veteran squad for both teams.
Yeah, and in these situations, that's what you're looking for. You're looking for somebody who's got some matches under their belt, and the seniors that are playing this year for Titusville, they've put in the work, they've put in the time.
Yep, and while it is Jeff's first year coaching, he's been, he's been on the courts most of the time over the last years. Growing up in Titusville, he's a known, knowledgeable tennis player.
I'll ask you, Phil. How difficult is it to rework the schedules when you have weather like we've had this spring, and matches are getting canceled left and right, and trying to get practice time in on the courts? It's got to be challenging.
Yeah, it makes for a busy season. It really does. That's the thing about spring sports, is that the rain not only postpones the match, but there's certain matches, especially in tennis, they have to be finished by time the District 10 tournament comes around. And so you're talking the end of April, you could be playing a lot of double headers. There's even a small tournament that takes place already at the middle of the first week of May. There's a lot of scheduling that goes into it. And so double headers are not unusual when it comes to tennis. They're just difficult to work out, especially if you're playing a team that you're closely matched with. One match can take up to 2.5-3 hours, and then they got to turn around and get right back on the court. So that's that's an element that is not often thought of too in these doubleheaders. There's not too many people that you can't sub in somebody else, especially when you've got 7 to 8 players on your roster to begin with.
Yep. Yeah, Greenville has 19 players on their roster. They have 16 here today.
Wow.
But it's a big team.
Well, and we talked about it last year, Rob, that when I played, your top singles players were also your top doubles players.
Yep.
Now, what's nice here is it gives more kids an opportunity to play. But it's a little different. I'm not quite sure when that change happened.
Yeah, I would say that was the late 90s because my first season coaching was 2000, and we were already on the single play 5-point system by then. But I cut my teeth in that same mode. We played a 7-point with repeats when I was in high school, way back in the 1900s. But they've changed a lot to really spread it out. That really is what you were speaking of, Luke, was to get more students involved. But really what that does is that makes a team have to even decide like where they're going to be. Sometimes a team doesn't focus on, say they're weak in their singles, then what they do is you're able to put your number 1 and 2 player can often play first doubles for you so that you at least walk away and you don't get a goose egg. You know, you can pull out a win on the day if you put your best players somewhere else in the lineup. Now, technically, they're not supposed to play lower than a 1 spot. And so 1 singles and 1 doubles are in play. But that's kind of a difficult call. Sometimes you go to a school and they do that. There can be some mumbling and murmuring going along saying, hey, you're stacking the team. And in a situation like this, when you're playing a strong school like this, that might even give that 1 doubles for the Trojans. It would give them a match to think about and consider. So it works out both ways, no matter how you look at it.
Yeah, it certainly adds strategy to it, doesn't it, to the coaching side of it?
Yeah, you gotta look at your squad and just say, okay, what are the chances that our number 1 singles player is going to be able to go up against somebody that's maybe 1 out 6-0 the whole season. They're undefeated. But we could give them a run for their money in a doubles match. And that doesn't happen as much as I think as a coach it should. The only problem is that if they get wind of it, they could throw their 1 and 2 down there and the effort is pointless.
Yeah, that's true. You do have to submit a roster before the matches start, so you can't change on the fly as you go through. As far as I know from talking to the coaches, none of the Greenville players have a loss this year. They have won all of their matches and they've won them all 5-0.
Yeah, and so that's very common for this school. There's a handful that are like that, and the Trojans are usually right up there with that.
Yeah. It's nice watching the warm-ups here, and I'm not sure what's on the screen right now, but okay, that's But we a lot of times in warm-ups you can see you like to see the ball going back and forth and not just hit into the net or out. And we're having some nice rallies going on, starting to work on their serves now, and just getting ready here. They should be starting. I'm guessing within a few minutes they'll get going with the match.
Yeah, majority of the warm-ups are done prior to even this. This is just to kind of get them out.
Right.
Parents can know what court their student is playing on, and they can make the adjustment. And
on the screen right now, you have Alex Harcourt with his back to you, serving to Andrew Mott and warming up right now for Titusville. And on all of the courts right now, where the cameras are, the Greenville players have their backs to the courts. You have Isaac Hightree on court 2 against Aubrey Colley. Finn Butcher on number 3 against Chloe Preston. And those are the 3 matches that will take place for singles. There will be some exhibition afterwards as well, I believe. But right now, these are the counting matches that they're warming up for right now, the 3 singles.
And just to give our viewers a heads up, just something that we were able to implement this year is tying in our graphics with the coaches, and Coach Lederber's going to help with this. So if there is something off on the score when we have it up, we do apologize, but we'll try to keep it as accurate as possible.
Oh, that's. Do we have the graphics up on the nets? We don't have them.
The scorecards have been put out.
Oh, okay. I can't see them from my angle. Okay. Oh yeah, there they are.
And just in case for people watching how this tennis is scored, maybe some people aren't sure, but you play 3 singles, you play 2 doubles, and the match is determined the best 3 out of the 5. And even if all 3 singles win, they still play the 1 and 2 doubles. So that carries out. 1 and 2 doubles do not become exhibitions simply because the match has already been decided.
That also helps with the district seedings.
Correct.
Hey Phil, do you know why you should never date a tennis player?
Because love means nothing to them.
That is correct. Love means nothing to a tennis player.
If this is how it's going to start.
Bum. I just tee him up and watch Phil hit him out of the park.
That's it right
My
there.
work here is done.
Now, we did earlier have the weather pop up on the screen, and there it is. Sunshine, upper 60s. It is absolutely gorgeous.
I should have brought some sunscreen.
Yeah. Well, you know, when we set up in the location we were at, thought, well, okay, we'll be okay. Well, it's
nice. Good planning on your part.
Yeah, thanks.
That's good. Maybe we should have a canopy or something.
There you go. Now, Phil, I think I made some adjustments here, so maybe we can have you try going over to court 3,
right.
where we hope to have Phil reporting for us over on courts 2 and 3. Rob and I will handle 1 and 2 a little bit, and of course Phil will just throw in his thoughts whenever he feels like it. We appreciate Rob, your time, and Phil, your time joining us here. Of course, tennis is a love of ours, so
we go back a ways.
And tell you what, the location absolutely gorgeous down here at Burgess Park. And
I was looking all over for the drone when you had the picture thing. I said, okay, you did that before. Okay, all right. I'm like, I don't see a drone. How are they doing that picture? I have a firm grasp of the obvious.
That's okay. I'll just get another beautiful day here.
There we go. I think that we are getting
through.
Close to go here.
You good down there, Phil? No.
Nope.
We'll have to make an adjustment here.
Okay.
Now, if you're just joining us, we do apologize. We did have a pre-match show that didn't air online in time, but we're glad you're with us here this morning. We're going to try to adjust Phil's mic here. Rob, I'll let you take it away on court 1.
All right, we're on court 1. It is 30-love for Alex Harcourt on Andrew Mott. And second serve coming in. Nice rally going on. Up there, nice shot. Alex got him on the angle. Okay, so court 1 is underway, and it looks like court 2 is just starting as well. Back and forth, nice rallies going on. And that's allowed to do that. In case you're not sure about that, you don't have to hit the ball. Serve is a little long. Second serve coming up for Alex Harcourt. And okay, so that is game 1 to Alex, and they should, I think, maybe not. Yep, and they will switch serve, and it will be Andrew Mott serving Alex. They will switch sides. And on court 2, they're getting ready for their rally here. Aubrey Coley has Aubrey Coley has a very sneaky serve. It doesn't look like it doesn't look very hard, but she's putting it right over the net and doing a nice job with that.
Well, that was certainly something that I was instructed to do for my coaches. Make sure that second serve gets in, because sometimes I would take a little off the second serve, but
yeah, Well, the one thing is I think Phil would agree with that is it's best to have control of it. I play a lot of people that hit the first serve as hard as they can, but if it never goes in, and then they hit a very, very lollipop second serve, and it's easy to defend against. And this, if you maintain a certain amount of pace, but can place the ball, that's better than just straight out power at this level too. And high school tennis is not generally the level that you would see certainly at college or on the tour, so to speak. It's people are just they're learning the game, they're playing the game, they're having fun, they're growing the game, and that's what it's all about. So we switched on to second game for Court 2, which we're on right now with Isaac Hightree and Aubrey Coley.
Well, let's head over to Court 3 and Phil Taylor.
Yeah, we got Chloe here with Butcher, and Chloe is down 1-love right now. But again, just like what you were saying, it's those consistent shots as best as you can to get them back. If you can get that ball back in play, even if you're against somebody who maybe has a little bit more skill in the game, what you're looking at is the potential of a mishit. You're looking at the potential of the ball coming back to you, and it's playable. And so you really got to just keep your opponent coming back and getting those shots. And just even what Rob was mentioning earlier with the serves, that's the key that's in a lot of these matches, is that first serve is going to be a bullet. And so if your opponent misses that first serve, as a player who might be back on their heels, you need to figure out a way that you can take advantage of that second serve, because it is going to be slower. It is going to be something that they're trying to get in to avoid that double fault.
Correct. And there's a lot to be said in high school tennis for being a backstop. If you don't have to hit winners to win tennis matches, but you have to return the ball and keep it in play.
That's it. And that's what just happened with Chloe, is that first serve went wide, and then he hit his second serve into the net, and there was a free point for her. And those are the kind of things that you just have to know, is that second serve may not necessarily be the weapon that the first one is.
Well, it's fun sitting here again. I enjoyed last year's game, and it just feels good to be back here.
Let's go.
It's time for you to say something, Luke.
Oh, no, we're going to go to Court 1. How about that?
All right, Court 1. All right.
Court in Mott.
I believe we are 2-love for Harcourt. And we'll see. I'm not sure where we are in this match. Maybe.
By the way, Adam Bodemer joining us as well. He's inside the court. He only got hit once last year, so we're going to see if we can top that.
Have they gotten you yet? Okay, he's still clear. He's still playing clean. I went over to talk with Ken before the match started, and he was on the court, and I said, can I ask you a couple questions, and got the lineup, and he turned to Alex Harcourt, who was right there, and he said, Alex, your job is to make sure that I don't get hit. First shot off his racket hit me right in the chest. I said, okay, all right, Alex.
That's how it's going to be.
That's the way you're going to be.
Yeah.
Whoa, that could be in the pond. That was a top spin return on Alex's part that caught the frame and went right over the fence.
Let's go to Court 2. Coley serving.
Court 2 is Aubrey Coley for Titusville serving, and Isaac Hightree.
And they're switching sides, so we'll get a fresh look at what their score is now as they switch sides.
Okay.
Looks like the Trojans are up 3-0 on that court.
Okay. I believe it is 3-0 on court 1 as well.
And on court 3, they've just turned the scorecards to 3-0 for the Trojans as well.
Okay.
This is one of those days where you know as a coach you're looking for even the posture of your players. You want to. I used to call it the Seabiscuit syndrome. If you remember that movie, that was one of the problems with Seabiscuit is he had been trained to lose, and you want to be just speaking positively into these students. They're working hard every day. They're coming out. They're practicing. They're playing, and you're gonna have days like this, and that's not only a lesson in tennis. That's just where we are in life, and so just as a coach, you try to get those takeaways for them to be able to get comfortable with these circumstances and say, okay, what are the small wins that you can take away? What are some of the gains that you got from your own game? And you want to keep them focused that way.
High Tree with a couple nice serves, 2 right down that center service strip there, and then went to the opposite corner on that last serve, that middle serve for an ace. So good job moving the ball around from High Tree.
The one thing that I notice that Greenville is doing well is they are moving the ball. They're hitting angles.
Let's go to court 3 while you talk.
Pardon me?
We'll go to court 3 while you're talking.
Okay. They're not just returning the ball. They're returning the ball to spots, and that really is a mark of an experienced player, or as you see them doing it. But what I'm really impressed with, like on the courts 1 and 2, I can't see 3, but Titusville's they're losing points, but they're returning shots. They're in rallies, and sometimes that's all you can really hope for, is get that chance, get the ball back in play. Yeah, the game that just switched sides for Chloe on court 3, she lost it in deuce, and that's a circumstance that doesn't show up on the final score, but she went all the way to deuce, and if the Trojans hear Butcher that she's playing, if he continues to serve the way he is, she's going to be able to be in the game, and that's an important aspect of it.
Such a mental game too. So I mean, if you can get a player, and I'm not picking on Butcher, but you get a player that starts to lose some points, and it's he's overthinking things, or she's overthinking things. That's a chance to take advantage of those moments. It is. Butcher hits with a lot of topspin, and as when I attempted to play this game, I hit with a lot of topspin, and that can actually be a very nice weapon. And he's been missing some angles, but overall, I mean, he's a very quality player.
Yeah, and you can tell even that when he sees himself going in that direction, he does have a serve that he can go to, and he's going to get that in 90% of the time. And so if he pulls back on that first serve, if he feels like it's not going to land for him today, he does have a good second serve that's going to keep him going through the match.
We'll go to court 2.
Here we have Aubrey and Isaac here. I'm not sure where we are in the score, but Aubrey is serving into the sun. And, that was out, just out. Okay. But courts look good.
The courts are in great shape.
They really look nice. For a number of years they were back when you were playing, Luke. We had a lot of people, a lot of other teams would complain about it.
Late 90s, but you know what? That was that home court advantage. We would take advantage of. If a ball hit a crack, you knew where it was going.
It was like playing in the old Boston Garden. You play the holes in the court.
Yeah.
That's it.
No, I can't do that anymore.
Yeah, these courts have just really changed the game here in Titusville. That We did. We went from being the team that people kind of knew they were coming into some difficult courts, but now they're some of the best courts in the district.
That's nice.
It's really nice to be able to see and have.
Let's go back to court 1.
Yeah. And then we have all the pickleball courts lined up on.
Well,
I was just
going to say, have they sucked you into that, Phil, or no?
No, I played for a little while, but it's for me. I have other ambitions, and so I played for a little while and ended up actually injuring my knee. And I thought, well, if I'm going to injure my knee, I have other things that I enjoy doing than running around inside. But the good news is that they're going to be transitioning down to the Ed Meyer complex this summer at some point. So that'll be a nice change for them.
Are those going to be only pickleball courts down there? Is what I understand. Is that correct?
That's correct. That's correct. And that's been through a lot of work through the pickleball group here in Titusville. So that'll be a nice thing, and it helps even, to get these lines now. Or they used to be last season. They were chalk, and they're not chalk anymore.
No, that's true.
Did that take a little bit for the players to get adjusted to that?
Yes, it did. Yes, it did. And seeing them painted, that just takes a couple of rallies for your mind to get adjusted. Okay, because that's something that you're used to. Like, I know that basketball deals with that and other sports deal with that, but tennis, normally there's not anything else on the court. And so when you come to a court and there are other lines, it takes about 10 or so minutes for you to get your mind off of what you're looking at.
What we were talking about earlier, Harcourt just pulled the string on his first serve, and Andrew was so far in front. I mean, he didn't get the he couldn't return the ball, even though he was so used to the harder serve that he overswung and hit it wide.
Mm-hmm.
And it's nice to see the strategy going for, as observer watching what's going on. And in many ways, I've always said that tennis is sort of like physical chess. It's not necessarily hitting a winning shot at number one, but you hit a shot knowing where they're going to return it, so you can then get the winning shot later. Sort of like moving chess pieces around the board.
That's right.
And right there's an example on that shot right there coming at you with the heavy topspin that Harcourt used. Andrew tried to swing down on that, but even just the contact, the ball just jumped off the racket with the topspin and was about a foot deep. Going over to court 2.
Aubrey's got herself a match going here. I mean, she's had some difficult shots to work with, but she has pulled off a game. She's down 4-1. So that's the game for Titusville right now out on the court.
A little long on that serve. Oh, and that one as well. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, that's the part you want. They want, as players, they want to be able to pull back from. Is you don't want that second serve to be too much of a drop, but the second one can be difficult.
I think Luke still has nightmares about me complaining about double faults. That's kind of the bane of coaches everywhere. Double faulting.
Yeah, I used to say to my players, "There's just no reason for a double fault at this level because you're not your second serve has just got to get in. That's it."
Okay.
You hear that, Luke?
Yes.
No excuse, man.
Thank you. I always liked you, Coach. You're a wise man. All right, it is Coley is again 4-1, and she is serving. Nice. That's a nice sneaky serve she has. It's not overly powerful, but she just gets it in.
That was a good hustle.
That was a nice rally both ways.
Nicely
done.
And
Isaac stuck with it and was able to finish it off. But boy, that was a nice rally. Okay, still on 2. I've seen Mr. Bodemer ducking a couple shots very nicely, and I think he's still clean for the match. He has not been. He's unscathed as we speak.
Just raise your hand if you do get hit so we can tally it up. We have a wager going on over here.
Aha. All right.
Let's go to court 3.
Chloe is in the midst of her second set. She lost the first set 5-0, and she's now into her second. Sorry, 6-0.
I was going to ask about that, Coach, but I wasn't sure. I believe that the first set is over on court 1 as well. Their coach is talking to players, so that's a pretty good indicator.
Yeah, again, just in case your viewers are unsure, that's the only time that coaching is allowed. The coaches can speak to the players as they're changing sides in high school, and they also can coach them if it goes into a third set. They can actually come off the court for about 90 seconds to 2 minutes. They can come out.
Yep, and again, unlike other sports like basketball or where you can be talking to them all the time. That's exactly right.
Yeah, there's no timeouts in tennis unless there's an injury timeout, but that's it.
There's no crying in baseball either.
That's what I heard.
No timeouts in tennis and no crying in baseball.
You got it down.
By golly.
So I mentioned earlier that we're kind of tied in with the coaches on updating the scores. So if something's incorrect on the screen, we do apologize. Are we into a second set anywhere?
We're just starting the second set on court 1.
Yeah.
And
court 2 is in the second set.
Court 2 just started the second set as well.
And I think all 3 courts are in their second set.
Okay. Oh, that was a nice return from Butcher. As you go through, there's an emotional aspect to this too. When you're winning, when you're rallying and winning points, you can feed off that a little bit. It's tougher if you're rallying but not winning
nice
points.
Shot, Chloe.
We haven't had a lot of points, but we've been rallying back and forth. But the Greenville team has gotten more, almost all the points, and that's it wears you down as a player when that's happening.
It does. And the previous point, Chloe was able to direct the shot right down the outside line, and that's always a tough one.
Yeah. What we just saw on court 1 was a very nice play by Harcourt on the angle, cutting the angle off and coming up to the net and finishing the point. So now we're on back on 1 again. First coming to a second serve. And see, backed off it. Ooh. Okay. Got a point on a second serve there. I love watching tennis. That was court 2, they just had a very powerful overhead by Isaac Hightree.
I don't know about you guys, but I was watching the Masters over the weekend, and you're watching it going, okay, I'm ready to go out. Same with tennis. Like, I'm ready to go grab my racket and come out and play.
Mm-hmm. I think I'm better in my mind than I would be in reality.
Oh, I can tell you that is a fact.
Yeah.
But all right, wait, tennis or golf or both?
It doesn't matter.
All right.
life in general. I'm doing a lot. In my mind, I'm doing better than reality. I know that.
That was a good point in court 2.
Yes, it was a very good point.
Let's go to court 2.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, Aubrey's been pretty consistent with her serve. If the first one isn't going, then that second one she's able to drop it in. That was a good serve.
That was. I really like her serve. It's a sneaky serve.
Okay, that's going to go. Good.
Hey, got a point. That was nice.
Yeah, and so you take that.
And again, it wasn't a lot of power involved, but you keep it in play. You keep it in play, and people make mistakes. That's why you play the game. People always honk when they drive by. I'm not sure why that is. It's been that way for decades.
It has.
Nice serve. Nice serve by Andrew on court 1. We're all over the place. I'm watching court 1 while court 2 is switching over. Nice.
We'll watch the.
That was a very nice
serve on court 2.
Yeah, that was a very nice return by High Tree.
Well, you're calling court 1, but we're showing court 2, so nobody's watching what you're calling.
Well, okay, I that doesn't surprise me. I'm kind of out there.
Let's go to court 3 right now.
And Finn is about to give a serve here. Very consistent with that. He's been able to pull that serve back a little bit, and again, right there, when he has the opportunity, he is able to direct that shot.
Nice angle.
That's what you're looking for.
Nice low bounce and good angle.
But Chloe is really quick on her feet, and so she's not giving up on points. That's for sure.
Yeah.
But Finn does have a very consistent serve. I've noticed that he's been focusing more on getting that serve in and hasn't been hitting the power serve that we saw him earlier. There's another one where he just directs it to that corner.
Yeah, I found a lot of times in high school, if you have a person that hits with a lot of power, one of the best defenses is to take the pace off, and that they have trouble. They can, power returns power real well, but they can't return a slower pace. They overswing. But these guys seem to be adjusting very nicely to. They're backing the power off and able to just hit back and forth ground strokes, and that makes them formidable opponents.
It does take some time to make that adjustment, but you're exactly right, Rob, is that somebody who may be even playing in the summer is doing some leagues or something, and then once they start their tennis season, a lot of times they're playing players that are just at a different skill level, and that skill level can throw off their timing sometimes.
Yep. And I'm sorry, Phil, I didn't hear anything you said after you said you're exactly right, Rob, because I don't hear that very often, and everything stops. So you have to fill me in later on what you actually said.
Let's go to court 2. Actually, we'll finish with Chloe here.
Luke is questioning whether this was a good idea.
Let's see if...
Can you see the score tags at all?
Yes, I can. Oh. And... I believe that she is currently down 2-0 in this second set.
This is Aubrey.
Oh, Aubrey is down 3-0.
Aubrey, okay, and Chloe is down 2-0.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Which court are we looking at right now?
We are looking at court 3.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll finish with Chloe here on
We're
this
with
point.
you on court 3.
Chloe's return there hit the net, and sometimes that can even throw off the timing of the return, but Finn seemed to handle that okay. I think they're going to make an adjustment on the scorecards because I think they already, looks like that was the third game. So that'll be 3-0 for the Trojans on court 3.
Okay. It's interesting. We have 3 cameras on 3 courts, but there's something going on one of them all the time. That was a very nice return on court 2 just now. Aubrey Coley just had a beautiful return for a winner. It was excellent. And I guess, I don't know that it doesn't matter, but we're outside the court at the net at court 1. So we're looking down three courts.
Yeah, Finn just had a nice first serve here on court 3.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see him setting up now.
Hey, Phil, we made a few adjustments. I'm not sure if you want to try over by the players.
I'll see if I can get over there. I am cutting in and out a little bit. If I go on.
And he's gone.
But he'll just have to walk backwards so he's facing us. He's talented in that regard. This is court 1.
Okay. And they're just switching over. I am guessing that it is 3, but let me walk over and take a look so I can
Well,
see.
Jeff, I think Jeff's updating it.
Oh, okay.
So it should be updating our graphics here shortly.
Okay. Excellent.
Got some shade over there, Phil.
I have no idea where Phil
I'm
is. Nope.
I'm coming in and out, I think.
You're back now.
But I remember when I would watch these matches, I had to be careful where I stand because when the sun hits the chain link fence, it becomes a wall instead of a fence. You can't see through it.
That's interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah, you have to stand in where the shade is hitting the fence in order to see through.
Wow. That was an excellent serve by Andrew Mott, and Alex just did a little wrist flip and zinged it cross court. It was a beautiful return.
Good get.
Nice get. Nice up. This is a wonderful rally on court 1. And a point for Andrew Mott. That was a beautiful rally. Both ways. Lots of nice shots here.
Mott serving.
Yep. He just said 15 all, I believe, so that was a serve was a little long. He's coming back.
Phil, tennis is a sport that doesn't necessarily gather a lot of spectators, but the folks who do show up, it's very appreciative, and the support is wonderful, and it's great to have them.
Well, yeah, in the last... I'm cutting in and out on you guys.
Yep, we lost you there.
In the last 6 years, we got rid of a shed that we used to have here. They added in these bleachers, and that has really just given a place for the parents to be and the visiting team to be able to come and to watch. And that really helped the sport a lot because shed, if you guys probably remember, and that's the story of the shed.
That was a wonderful story.
So
So here's what's going on. Phil's moving around the entire court, but our flags are only pointed a certain way. So I'm adjusting as he's moving here.
So, yeah, I can hear when I cut out, and so. But anyway, yeah, the addition of the bleachers has been just huge for the sport because the parents didn't even have anywhere to sit because the shed used to be directly behind court 2. And so if you were sitting at court 1, you couldn't even see what was going on court 3 because the shed was in the way.
Right.
The only thing I wasn't happy about is they didn't let me know when they tore it down. Because I still had some stuff in there from instructing tennis years ago.
Oh, man.
And Matt,
it's a sore spot.
It is, because Matt Johnson and I, who took #1 at the Tri-County tournament, had our winning bracket posted in there, and I would love to have had that before they knocked the building down.
That's unfortunate. I did not know that.
Let's go to court 2. Yeah,
okay.
You feel bad.
All right. So High Tree is serving. Let's see how he is here. That's a nice serve.
I'm going to try to work my way back to court 3.
That was a very nice serve, and she didn't quite get it over. She got a racket on it. Not quite over the net, but that was a nice lob. And that's a good defense sometimes, is to lob the ball. There's an out serve. Second serve. Nice second serve. Good returns. Oh, called it out on the line. That's good. All right.
Well, Phil, I don't know if you knew this, but Rob and I were tennis partners in the Thursday night men's league for a number of years, and I can tell you, I think, Rob, one of the things you really enjoyed, the mental aspect of it, and the head games.
Yes. Yep. I said it's physical chess. There's a lot of mental stuff going on, and I'm pretty mental, so it worked out well. That was a beautiful lob by Andrew Mott on
We're going to go to
one.
court 3 while they...
Okay.
So this could be the final points of this second set. An aspect of being on court 3, your viewers might be able to see this, is that those hemlocks, there's no shade, and then by the end of the match, there is shade. And there is an element to that. The ball coming and going out of sunlight is something you just have to adjust to as well on court 3.
What's the set score over there, Phil?
It is currently the Trojans 5, Titusville 0. Okay. And those are not always a guarantee, and Chloe got to see that firsthand.
That's right. You keep it in play, good things happen.
That's a difficult shot just about at any level. A clean overhead is not easy to do.
Okay. I believe we have a match. No, we don't. We have a switching sides on court 1.
Yeah, court 1 is going to 5-0.
Okay, I was off a game. All right.
And
I wasn't sure what the score was. But okay.
Chloe is staying in this 6th game here.
Okay.
I don't know what the exact score is, but she's just won 2 points in a row. That serve was in and good. And her shot down the line went wide. Being faced with this second serve.
Yeah.
And that one goes deep.
You're right about the shade. You can really see it on the screen with the half the court. Well, actually 2/3 of the court now is in full shade. And
right. And
you have Finn serving from bright sunlight into deep shade.
And I believe I'm not seeing a call on that because, again, it went into that shade. And so as a spectator, it's really difficult to see. It looks like it was deep. So he's on a second serve here.
I had an opportunity to go to the U.S. Open a number of years ago in Flushing Meadow, and I was seated in the lower level right across from the service line, and they hit the ball so fast I couldn't tell whether it was in or out. And I was watching a McEnroe match, and you know how he is with bad calls, and or how he was. There is the match on court 1. We have Alex Harcourt has defeated Andrew Mott. They've just come to the net and shook hands. Nice tennis display on court 1. We're finishing up on 2 and 3 now.
Nice shot from Chloe on 3.
Anyway, I couldn't tell. I'd say that ball was out by a foot, but it was in and nobody complained, and then vice versa.
Yeah, yeah. And even looking through the fence, I learned that quickly that you have to be just ever aware that the players get a clean look at what's going on. We're looking.
And here we go. You're back.
And we're looking through the fence. Just going to start talking in Morse code.
We'll go to court 3.
Okay. I believe court 2 has finished as well. And so court 3 with Chloe Preston and Finn Butcher.
Finn is attempting serve out this match.
Uh-huh.
Chloe's doing a good job of just getting that ball back.
Yes, she is.
And there she gets that's her third point in this. So I'm not sure. Looks like they're in the deuce court, so.
Second serve.
Goes into the bottom.
So that would be advantage to Finn right now, I believe.
It should be. That's come over.
And that is the match, I believe.
The match.
All right, so we have a sweep right now for Greenville. Titusville in a lot of rallies, but not able to win any sets. So we have straight set victories for 1, 2, and 3 singles. And now on court 1 and court 2, we have the 2 doubles teams. On court 1, we have Zach Morgan and Noah Krishner for Greenville. Senior team, undefeated so far this year. Against number 1 doubles team for Titusville, Alana Jackson and Chauncey
Bowens.
What is it?
Bowens.
Bowens. Well, if I can't even read my own writing. Sorry, Chauncey. So they're going to be warming up right now. And on court 2, we have Dallin Richens and Sam Campman against Mary Herbst, the lone freshman on the Titusville team, I might say, and Colin Wagner. Colin is distinctive for his red locks. How's that?
That'll work.
Yes.
Colin, a soccer player for the Rockets.
Yep. I was actually taller than him when I was his principal. And I told him, I said, I used to be taller than you, but now I'm wider.
Phil, what was your philosophy with warm-ups? What were you telling your players to kind of pay attention to?
Yeah, my main thing is just to be able to get some decent rallies in together. You'd get you want to be able to get both players hitting it to the person across to them to find out early where they're comfortable. You're going to be able to tell which one's going to be the forehand player in the doubles match, which one's going to be the backhand player, and just to kind of be taking some mental notes that way to see where they're going to be lining up for the match.
And I used to advise and tell people that hit the ball to the person. Don't try to hit winners in warm up necessarily. Hit it to them, and number 1, that lets them know you can control the ball, and number 2, it gives you an opportunity to do just what Phil said, was to see, do they have a strong side, do they have a weak side, is there something that you can take advantage of when the points count. He says a lot of players win warm-ups and lose matches.
Right,
so.
and it's not an opportunity to even get rid of some of your best shots. There is something behind. I used it all up.
Yes.
And you don't want to do that. You just want to get you've just been sitting for about an hour watching a match. So you got to get out there, get loose. You want to hit it to your target. That's the mental thing for you. Mm-hmm. But then on the other end of it, it's kind of not the purpose of the warm-ups to make even your opponent run around at that point. What you're wanting to do is this is a ladies and gentlemen sport. So during warm-ups, you got to be hitting it to your opponent, giving them a chance to do the same thing, kind of shake the cobwebs off and get out there and get some good tennis going.
Absolutely.
And I agree 99.9% with what you say. No, there's no but. Once in a while, you have somebody that you're playing against who might be showing off a little bit. So sometimes I would put a shot during warm-ups.
There's a time to send a message. There's a time to send a message, but not, generally speaking, no. But
that's why I said 99.9.
Okay, all right, that's good.
Looks like they put some exhibition out already on court 3.
Okay. The other thing was, like, from a strategy standpoint, if you have somebody, if I had people that crowded the net, like serve and volley type players, I was more of a baseline player, and with a lot of topspin. But if I had a player that was crowding the net a lot, particularly someone who was tall with long arms and long reach, it's hard to get the ball past them. And one of the strategies that I would use is that I would try to hit it at their body, not to hit them, but to take away the advantage of their long reach, to kind of jam them in. And you don't really want to hit a person with a tennis ball, because that's just not good etiquette.
Now I'm gonna
get 99.9. Okay.
I think Luke is going to take you down to 8% on that one.
Okay.
I've played some doubles with Luke in my day.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'll tell you, if they're crowding the line, and I love those shots right down the alley.
Yep.
I think you can move them, and if they come up and play net, you want them to back off. I think there's some acceptable plays where you can.
In case no one knows, a tennis ball hurts. If it's hit hard and hits you, it's going to leave a mark, and it's gonna be something you remember. So it does tend to get people to back off the net if they're crowding. If they do get hit by one, they tend to slow them down a bit.
So they should be giving them about 5 minutes or so, and then sometimes the coaches will just say, okay, go spin the racket. So we'll see how much longer they got.
They're doing serves now on court 1, so I think that's getting pretty close here. Usually they do the serves last.
That was also sort of an interesting thing when we would play singles and then play doubles. If your partner was still playing, sort of that cool down time that you had when you're kind of amped up and ready to keep going, that was always a fun challenge.
That was a challenge. You're right.
Now here, Phil, you've got people that have been watching others play, and you're sending. Now I'm sure there's some excitement to get out there and have your turn at it.
Me personally?
Well, the players.
Yeah.
Well, or you, yeah.
Okay, guys, grab our rackets.
That's it.
Grab our rackets. We're up next.
Well, the coach from the Trojans, Ken, would he every once in a while we would go out after all the kids had played, and I would take my one singles and he would take his one singles, and we'd go out and play a couple of matches before he got on the bus.
Oh wow!
But yeah, there's some excitement. You're ready to go, especially when you do team warm-ups. The teams that are going out now, they were ready to play an hour ago, and so it is kind of you leave the court knowing that singles get played first, and so you are kind of itching to get out there.
Also, if you're playing doubles again, since they've changed the format, these guys knew that they were going to be playing doubles, so you have your pregame set. It's not like they're surprised that they have to wait an hour.
Right.
They know it's going to happen, so they get themselves set. Now I could see them moving around as we got into the second set from the singles, numbers 1 and 2 singles, and they started stretching and doing things and going through their pregame the same way the singles players were an hour ago.
Yeah, sometimes they'll just grab their rackets and do some volleys together and get ready. Mm-hmm. But it is there is something to be said with getting out there and getting playing as quick as you can.
Yeah,
we've talked before how tennis and golf are two sports that you can play for a very long time. But but Phil, you kind of just reminded me when you said that, the coaches really are kind of out of the picture, until the end, or you'd grab your racket and play with the coach when you have a moment. It's like golf. I remember, Tim McCord would jump in the cart, and there's nothing he can do while you're out playing.
Nope.
So he'd go out and play a couple holes.
And in golf, the same. He's not allowed to coach during the match,
No.
is he? Same as tennis.
Correct.
So, court 1 is going up for their discussions now. They're going to spin it for see who has first serve. So it looks like Titusville has won that spin. So Titusville will start with the serve, and this is, as we said before, on court 1, we have Zach Morgan and Noah Christner from Greenville, and we have Alana Jackson and Chauncey
Bowens.
I have to write, I'm going to fix my writing here. Bowens. Jeez.
And it was always interesting for the spectators when we get to doubles. You have a good chance of getting some rallies and some points that are going to be very closely contested. So doubles are usually very enjoyable to watch.
Nice return by Chauncey there. That was good. Deep and in the corner. Ooh, a little deep on the first serve. As we're getting ready, you're watching this, court 2 is doing their spin right now. I believe we're at 15 all for the court 1 as we go. Titusville has also won on the spin on court 2.
Well, let's go to court 2 real quick.
Okay. Court 2, Colin had a wonderful serve. I'm not sure. I didn't see the end of the point.
Titusville won that first point.
I was really surprised. It was a very strong serve for Colin's first one. That was a little deep, but he hits the ball hard. So he's coming up on his second serve. Takes a little bit off it and out. So okay.
So they're tied up at 15 all in court 2.
Okay. There was an out serve. They're on the second game in court 1.
Wagner serve.
That is deep.
Okay. You look at this, and you have Mary up there at the net right now, and I'm just thinking, Luke, you were playing number 1 for Titusville as a 9th grader, which was very rare. I mean, normally a 9th grader is not in that position. She's in number 2 doubles, but everyone else on the court with her is a senior, and she's in the number 2 doubles, and it's got to be a tough spot. I mean, mentally tough to deal with that. And again, I don't know if she's always playing here or if this is new.
Oh, that was a good shot.
That was a nice
reflexes are
nice angle. Yeah,
reflexes are very helpful.
Yeah, that does.
That takes us to 40-15 on this for Titusville.
A reaction volley. I'm quite impressed with Colin's serve.
That's a good serve.
It's a very good serve.
And Titusville takes the first game.
Titusville gets the first game. That's great. That's a good confidence builder.
Yeah, so if they can kind of maintain that momentum, like doubles, they can
Yeah.
Maybe they learned a few things about their opponent even in that game.
Success breeds success. You just now the chess part of it. How does Greenville team react and adjust? Back to court 1. We are
the set score for court
in the
1.
third game now. Titusville serving. This is Atlanta.
It was a nice forehand.
Yes. Atlanta and Chauncey, and Atlanta is serving. Nice, what we call a poach by Chauncey, just a little outside, but the good idea, and that sends a message too. Early on, you best be careful coming across the middle because I'll take it.
He's probably got a 6.5, 7 foot wingspan.
He does. That was just a little deep for Atlanta, yeah. I believe it is love 40 at this point in time. I could be wrong, but I think that's what it is.
There we go. Nice
there
shot.
We got a point.
We would have signals when one of us would poach. It was
I'm
a lot of fun. We would have signals that we would use to let the server know that.
Nice. It was a nice shot by Atlanta and a very nice comeback by, I believe that was Noah. If I'm wrong, Zach, I'm sorry. But do you see that we're going over to court 2? Do you see the score on the card?
Yeah, Titusville is up 1-0, and they're also up in this particular game.
Okay.
They may have just brought it back to deuce.
Okay.
But there's been some good points, good rallies.
Yep. On court 1, it's 2-1, by the way, for Greenville right now, and they just started their serve in the 4th game.
On what court?
That was court 1. It's 2-1 right now.
So it's a block back by Colin, and that's sometimes a really good move too, is not to necessarily try to return power with power, but let the serve hit your racket.
Yep.
Looks like Greenville took that game, so we're tied up 1-1 on court 2.
Okay. And it is 30 love Greenville serve on court 1 right now. Now we get back to court 2.
We got Mary serving.
Yep.
Oh, nice hustle.
Nice get, nice reaction, nice move back and forth.
Okay.
That was very well played. They a lot of times you won't see doubles pairs switch like that instinctively, and they had a nice crisscross there to keep that ball in play. There's a lot of positives on the Titusville side here today.
Yeah, they're hustling. They're staying in the point. There's definitely some communication going on between Colin and Mary. That's good. Nice deep shot.
Oh, that's a beautiful lob for Titusville.
Nice
Nicely
shot.
played. That was Mary, wasn't it?
That was Mary.
Nice shot, Mary.
Right from the baseline.
That was beautiful. It fooled them. They were both coming in to converge on the net, and she lobbed it right over. That was a beautiful shot. That'll give them something to think about.
Good serve. There it is again.
They did it again.
Nicely done, Mary.
Nice. Oh, there. That's well played, Mary. And it's very frustrating to a team to have that happen to them, and then twice in a row to have it happen. It's again, you get into the mental aspect, and it's difficult. Okay, so Greenville is up 3-1 now. They just won that game on court 1.
It was a Was that a failed attempt at overhead? I lost it in the sun. I don't think that came over on court 2.
I did not see it.
Okay.
Let's go back to court 1 real quick.
Back to court 1. Okay. This is our serve. Nice return, nice and easy. Couldn't quite get to it. Chauncey got the ball in play, but it was a very, very dinky return back, I guess, for lack of better. But that counts the same as anything else. You got.
Well, how many times did we say you paid for the frame too? So
that's right. I've said that many times. I paid for the frame too. I might as well use it.
Yeah, it's just as valuable. It's funny what happened with the frame too is that you can hit it and it can take just enough off of the ball, or it puts a funny spin on it.
Oh, it does.
And it comes off the racket almost looking like a watermelon. It's spinning so hard, and you never know what's going to happen once it hits the frame.
Yep.
We'd come down on a Friday or Saturday night with wooden rackets and play, and
this is Chauncey serving.
That was always fun, and just to make those adjustments with a wooden racket.
Yeah, wooden rackets were the finesse day.
Chauncey's keeping it in play, and they hit it out, so that's a point for Titusville. Wooden rackets, that's all we had when I was growing up.
I learned on a wooden racket, but I didn't have it for too long. Nice shot, Chauncey.
That was a nice shot by Chauncey. Okay, what's going on?
I think we're
Mary.
We're getting a cramp.
Oh.
We got a injury timeout going on.
Okay.
And he's got a.
I thought it was a Pilates class for a second. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. But you get those hamstrings getting tight. Looks like she came out with a roll or two to hit it in a bit here.
This is Colin getting treatment right now on the.
Hey, real quick, and of course, weather permitting, the rest of the week, there's a lot going on around high school sports and middle school sports. Wednesday is a boys and girls middle school track and field meet. That's going to be home. Boys baseball is on the road taking on Sharon. Thursday, girls softball away at Corey. Boys track and field will be home against Youngsville. The boys tennis will be home. I believe their senior night's Thursday against Meadville. Friday, girls varsity softball home against Jamestown. Boys varsity baseball against Grove City home. And then Saturday morning, it's girls varsity softball at home against Oil City. So trying to get a lot of games made up as long as the weather cooperates. And I'm not sure what the weather's going to be like towards the end of the week.
Weather cooperating. What's that?
That's a tough call.
Yeah. Well, again, as you said earlier, Phil, spring sports are a little bit touch and go.
Yeah, and for a practice, a lot of times you're inside, and there's just not a lot the sport doesn't translate very well inside.
No.
And you can work on a few fundamentals, but it's pretty much just a cardiovascular day is about all you can do when you're inside.
That's true.
We tried it. We would work with it, but it's tough.
We got the ball bouncing all around here. Here we go. There's a serve. Nice serve.
That was a good serve.
And that's a point for Greenville there.
And that was the right idea for Chauncey. Hopefully that's a good lesson learned there. Is just get that racket out and let that ball hit. It's gonna pop back.
Out on that serve. Mary was on the call. Oh, not Mary. Excuse me. Atlanta was on the call. Excuse me.
It's going to go long, right?
And there's another out call. Okay, moving over to court 2.
So court 2, it looks like Greenville has regained some ground. It's 2-1 in the set.
Okay. Is this still the first set?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Trying to get all the tennis balls on the same side, and now they're ready to get going.
It's tough to get that done. Okay, so let's see. We have Greenville serving.
Okay, they're trying to. Okay, they had forgotten that they had what the score was. Maybe now they're all set.
Okay. Oh, there's a home run.
That one's.
Colin hit that deep to center field.
Yes, he did.
And they don't get points for that in tennis, but it was impressive.
Yeah.
After the match, we're going to have the Education and Training Center at Titusville Player of the Game.
Okay.
We'll award a new Education and Training Center at Titusville T-shirt to somebody on the Titusville team and Greenville team.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So be thinking of that, guys.
Well, that would have been good to know, an hour ago, Luke.
You'll be taking vigorous notes.
Copious notes. Copious notes. That's me. Okay. So here we have. We're on court 2. We're getting ready to.
I've already changed the ribbon on my typewriter twice, so I'm good. Got lots of notes.
You've been putting in some steps today, Phil.
That's
okay.
it.
Colin is serving it. That is
serve.
quite an impressive serve that Colin has. I'm thinking of changing my hairstyle to emulate Colin. What do you think? Think it'll work for me?
So there's silence.
Yeah, maybe not.
I got the cowsills in my hair.
It seems like a lot of work to me.
I'd add too much time to the morning routine.
Yeah, yes, it would.
Yeah. Nice returns. Oh,
good get.
That
was
out. That was a nice. You kept it in play.
Yeah, you keep it coming back, and you that's what you hope for.
Good things happen. Mm-hmm. Okay. So this score cannot be correct on court 2 because this is Colin's second serve. He served to start the match.
Yeah, like I said, we've been kind of working on this new scoring system. Coach Lederer is a little busy coaching and talking, and so the score on the screen probably not correct.
I've got 2-1 in front of me on the cards.
Okay.
So I know it's on your screen, but
okay. But Colin served to start the match.
Yeah, it should be, and they.
It might be 3-1 or it might be 2-2.
Nice serve.
That is just an impressive.
Nice
and good get. And also a good shot. This is
nice shot, Mary. Keeping it going.
Oh.
And they came out on top on that one.
That was a nice play. Okay.
Let's go to court 1.
Go over to court 1. Okay, we just had a shot into the net by Chauncey. He cut across and got a racket on it, but it hit into the net. So there's a let serve, which means she gets it over again. So still first serve for Alana. Out. Okay. The yellow lines, I think, would bother me a little bit.
I don't know.
With all due respect to pickleball. I mean, I'm not trying to take away from it.
I'll rip on pickleball people. No, I like poking fun at Don Morris, and I mean, it's a bunch of great guys playing. A lot of tennis players playing pickleball. Mm-hmm. It's fantastic. I don't know if they plan on removing these yellow lines or if they'll just leave them down.
I don't know.
Yeah, I would hope that they would find some way to remove them. But the thing that's interesting about the pickleball conversation is that it is bringing a lot of people into town.
Yes.
The pickleball league is huge in the summertime. If you've ever been down here in the middle of the summer, they're playing until it's dark, and there's usually, I would guess somewhere between 15 to 20 people, which reminds me of when I first moved into the area for the men's doubles league. That's where we were. We had we had men's doubles league and mixed doubles, and you'd come down here and you'd have to wait to play, and that's.
Yep. And going back even further, you had the what is now the skateboard park was 2 courts over there, so we had 5 courts.
That's right.
Normally speaking, back in the 60s and 70s, way back in time, you could have 5 matches. You could have the 3 singles and the 2 doubles going on at the same time.
All going on, yep. Yep, and when I first took over, those courts were still in play. They took those down. I wouldn't remember the exact year, but sometime around 2003, 2004, they turned it into a skate park. But you get some matches done really quick when you had all 5 going.
Yes.
But we also had that when Carl Engelke had our doubles league going, there was a lot of interest in that. I know a handful of my players back in the early 2000s were playing in the doubles league with their dad and or an uncle or a neighbor or somebody. I remember just a number of them would be a part of that and kept tennis going. And pickleball is kind of doing that right now. It's getting a lot of people out and doing some stuff, and so I get the intent, but it is all the work that went in to get these courts and to see these lines painted. As a coach, it's kind of like, okay.
Oh, Phil, you and I sit on the Y board, and I don't think we have a monthly meeting that pickleball isn't discussed or brought up somehow with the use of the gym. And
as a point of interest, on not talking about pickleball now, the coaches came out and talked to both teams, so I'm guessing we were in the first game of the second set here on Court 1.
Court 1 is really tight. It looks like the score is 4-3. I'm trying to gather. Yeah, so Greenville is up 4-3, so that one's a close.
Why were the coaches talking to both teams?
Because they had switched. They were.
Oh, it's a switch over.
Yep,
Okay,
yep.
okay. Thank you. My bad.
And now it's 4-1 on Court 2 with Greenville in the lead.
Okay.
But the games have gone to deuce, I think, just about every time.
These are both competitive doubles matches going on here.
It's very, very good tennis. And now the other team is wanting to talk to their coach. And sometimes as coaches, when we would, the center court is difficult that way, just for players to know that if the coaches were to talk to them at the same time, it's kind of difficult because that's 6 people at the fence on one side. And so a lot of times we would make that arrangement. Okay, you can talk to them now, and then I'll talk to them after you're done, and just kind of keeps the gathering at the fence a little bit down.
Yeah, when they did the last switch over, Titusville was at the baseline and Greenville was at the net. Talking different.
Are we watching Court 1 right now?
Yeah,
we are.
Okay, good. Oh, that's a good idea.
Good idea. And again, that was the 5th shot of the.
Yeah, that was
counting
a long
the
rally.
serve. That was the 5th shot that was not, in play.
Oh, they're switching. Okay, so it looks like Greenville won that first set.
That would be a 6-3.
Correct.
Greenville. And Court 2 were just switching over.
So they're just getting started on their, looks like it's 4-1, so they're just getting started on their 6th game.
Okay.
Let's go over to Court 2 then.
Okay. So first point to Greenville on a very nice serve.
Nice hustle.
Nice
Court
back
2.
behind him down the line.
Were we watching that?
I was.
Okay, I wasn't. Well,
Yeah, we're
so
on
the viewers
court
watching
two.
that? Okay, good.
Yeah.
It's we're on court 2 right now.
All right, good. That was a good one.
That was, and he cheated over in, and he went right behind him down the line. It was a beautiful shot.
Nice return from Mary. That was put away strong.
It was.
That's the worst feeling when you're out there and you set somebody up.
Yeah.
You just know, like, as soon as you hit it, it's like, why'd I do that?
What would you like for dessert?
Yeah.
But that's sometimes when you're getting that serve and you can step aside and hit it back, you're doing what you can, but it does. Sometimes it doesn't work out to be in your favor.
Well, maybe the worst is when you set it up and your partner's up at the net.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a great conversation as you walk back.
I think you and I have done that to each other on several occasions, Luke. I don't know if you and Phil did, but yeah, we ran into that a couple times.
I know Johnson and I would have some.
I hit a shot and yelled, "Duck, duck!" Sometimes
when I was playing with a doubles partner, all they would do is they'd hear me hit it, and all I would say is, "Sorry." And by the time it cleared the net, they completely understood what the apology was for, as it's about to come at them really quick.
Wow.
Still on court 2.
That is a heck of a serve that guy has.
Yeah, he's been able to land that first serve a couple of times.
Yes, he has.
What did you enjoy playing more, singles or doubles?
Me?
Both of you.
When I was younger, singles.
Right.
As I got into my 30s, 40s, 50s, doubles. And my knees appreciate doubles a lot.
My cardiovascular appreciated doubles as I got older.
Yeah.
But I'm the same way. I never liked playing singles when I was in high school and even later in college when I played in some leagues.
You never liked playing singles in high school?
I never liked playing doubles. Sorry.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but as I got older, I gained an appreciation for the doubles game.
Yep.
And just the sheer enjoyment of it. I mean, it's even at this, I wish I had played more doubles because that's the way my school was set up. Is when I played exhibition quite a bit, and so we could go up to the coach ahead of time and say, hey, I'd like to play singles, and so that's what I always did. But I wish I had requested that doubles match a few more times.
Okay, we're moving over to court 1.
And they're starting off that second set in court 1.
Just a little wide for Atlanta on the return.
There's been some good back and forth.
There have been. And again, a lot of the points are not going, serve and out or serve, return, and out. They're going back and forth 2 or 3 times. That's a nice thing to see. But it's so far today, obviously, Greenville's had the upper hand in both of these matches. That's just a little outside. Oh, look, there's Phil Taylor. How you doing, buddy?
Hey, I'm doing all right.
Okay. You sound really good when you're standing right here.
It's a little bit more of a consistent signal, but
that's true.
I have an appreciation for what Luke has done to make this happen.
This is amazing.
You're taking your entire studio and putting it live at a sporting event, and then giving a microphone to somebody to move around. There's a lot involved there. So, Luke, good job, buddy. Good job.
I'm a little disappointed in Coach Ken Stitt from Greenville. I told him, I said, there's a camera at the end of each court. Tell your kids to focus on those cameras and smile and watch the camera. Don't worry about any opponents. And he apparently did not give that message to his team.
Well, we do have sports equipment, but when we do any sport, football in particular, I mean, it's a lot of loading and a lot of setup. So
yes,
which is a time to thank Adam Bodemer, who's inside the court with the camera right now,
and still unscathed, I might add. He hasn't taken any shots. Did I miss one? Did you get hit yet, Adam? Nope. Okay, that's good. He's like Mr. Consistency over there, Adam. You don't hear from him too much. He just gets everything done quietly and efficiently. When I grow up, I want to be just like him. Yep. Okay. It's back. It's still in play. Oh, nice overhead and nice. Oh, that was a nice rally. Well played. Well played. Chauncey had a very nice overhead to put that point away for Titusville. Nicely done. So we have Alana serving. Chauncey has an interesting style at the net. He faces the opposite baseline. And unfortunately, a double fault for that. But have you ever seen anyone stand like that at doubles?
I don't know if I have.
There's nothing wrong with it at all.
No.
I just find it interesting.
I think my philosophy is you're going to get hit. You're going to get hit.
Well, that's true. I would never hit you when you were at the net, Luke. Just so you know.
I had to have hit you. I know Johnson got pegged a lot in the back.
I got drilled a few times. That's a very nice second serve, a nice return, and she almost pulled it off, just a little bit short. I think we're in between sets on number 2 because the coaches are talking, and it seems to be about right for that to happen.
Yeah, they're doing the 6 people at the fence.
Yeah.
But
did you bring snacks over to them?
Sometimes I'd bring some water, or they'd ask for it. But I can tell you, I've seen some pretty bad decisions when it comes to snacks. Is that sometimes the players would say, "Hey, just toss me a water," and so another player would grab a bottle of water and throw it over, and they would stove their finger.
Oh.
And it's like, okay, now what do we do? Just got to pass it around the fence instead of throwing it over.
You can't write a book.
There's another good overhead by Chauncey's eating up the net here. I guess I shouldn't question how he stands when he's waiting because he's just cleaning up at the net.
Are those new shirts for Titusville Tennis? I don't recall them having those shirts last year.
Excuse me, what was it?
The shirts. Do they have? Are these new?
No, these are new. They didn't have them last year. It's a different style this year.
It's nice.
I like them. We had they had a polo that had the T on the left chest.
We had white and yellow, I think.
Yep.
White was home.
Yes.
Or maybe not. Yellow was.
Nice job. Want me to give this to Coach?
All right, so I've got Coach Ken Stitt here with me from the Greenville Trojans, and Coach, what a day! The match, of course, has already been decided through the singles. But how do you feel that things are going so far in your season and things going today?
The season has been strange because we had like about 2.5 weeks where we could not play because of the rain, which I think hit Mercer County maybe more than some of the other counties. So we got our first 2 matches in March, and things were rolling real well. And then you had Easter, and you had this terrible weather, and trying to keep practices and keeping the guys motivated. They want to play other people. They don't want to play themselves all the time. So it was wonderful to be able to play last night. Oil City came to Greenville, and the weather was beautiful. Not quite as beautiful as today. This is fantastic. You guys did a great job.
The weather's always nicer in Titusville.
In Titusville, I don't know what you guys do right, but you did that right.
All right. Well, Coach, you're working on an undefeated season. You've got some singles players and others that are also working off of some undefeated time on the courts. How's that season looking like it's coming together for you?
Well, the singles guys have had some big goals. So our 1 and 2 are pretty close. My number 1, Alex, he takes weekly lessons up in Erie, and he's been doing that for a while. So he puts a lot of time in. He's also plays a lot at the Squaw Creek Country Club, and Isaac's just a very consistent player at number 2. Finn's kind of our bulldog at number 3. He likes to come in and hit overheads, and they're best friends, and they are kind of like extra coaches for me too, which is really, really nice. And I've known them since they were little, so it's a wonderful.
That's wonderful. You've had a number of years. You're working on, what is it, 23?
I think this is my 23rd. Now we're not able to play in 2020 due to COVID, so actually this is the 22nd year of matches, but yeah, I've been around for a while, and so have you.
Well, I'll give you the stripes for the COVID year. I mean, you still had to get ready for the season. They didn't call it until partway into the practice.
As a matter of fact, whenever I heard that they were thinking about calling it, but I wasn't sure, we squeezed in a Sunday afternoon practice, and then they shut everything down. So that's what happened. So I'm going to squeeze one more practice in just in case, you know. And sure enough, they shut things down, and that was unfortunate, but those were crazy times, and I'm glad we're hopefully beyond all those things. But it's an extra bonus was getting to see you today, because you and I go back, way back. I don't know when the first matches that we were coaching, you know, against each other, but it's been quite a while, and it's been nice. And the longer you do this, you find out it's the relationships with people that are probably the most important thing. Yeah, it's nice to win, and you know, I recently got 200 wins, and all that's nice, but that was never my intent. When I got into this thing, you just go and you go and you go. But it was making nice connections with you guys, and I remember connections with John Best from Oil City, and that's special.
Right. And it's just been a good day for tennis out here. You bring a good squad again, and given Titusville just a good opportunity to get out on this beautiful day. So I appreciate you coming over and giving us some time today, Coach.
Well, thank you, and I thank you guys for broadcasting for the sport of tennis. It's wonderful. Keep it up. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, have a good season.
Take care, Coach. Good luck with the rest of your season.
Thank you.
All right. So we are on court. Court one here. Atlanta, and this Titusville is serving. Chauncey serving. Got the point there. I'm not sure where we are game-wise, but we're moving along.
I'll tell you, one of my other favorite aspects about high school tennis was districts. And just districts, going up to districts and watching the amazing talent. It was just so much fun.
Yeah, and you had 4 years of going to districts. So I mean, you were a very excellent tennis player, and you may still be, but at your age, at a young age, you don't have very many ninth grade number ones, and that's something that can never be taken away from you, and you'll always have that. And I mean, you had a peer group growing up that you played tennis with consistently outside. I mean, all the time in the summer. And okay, and that makes all the difference. It's anything else. The more you practice, the better you get at something. The more you seriously practice. And if you can get yourself in a group that challenges you and pushes you, you're going to get better faster. And you had that, with Johnson and Schutte and other people that you played with. Who were some of the other people that you were in that peer group?
Oh boy, we had Gary Gates and Keenan Hansen.
Oh yeah, Gary Gates. And it just makes all the difference in the world.
Gary was our number 3 player?
Yes. Oh, there's a nice try by Atlanta there. She got the racket on it, but the ball was hit with a little bit of force and turned in her hand.
Does it seem like just yesterday for you, or does it seem like it's been a while since you were coaching here?
It seems like a different life.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been a long time. I mean, it's been 23 years since I coached. I was Oh, go ahead. And we're going to turn over now to
Phil.
Back to Mr. Phil.
Yeah, so I've got Coach Jeff Lederber here with me, and Coach, this is your inaugural season, and had a couple of good days here, but pretty much a rainy start to the season. But all in all, how do you feel today went?
You know, we're in every point. We're in every game. A lot of our games are going to deuce, and we just can't kind of get past that point. A lot of times this season, I feel like we've gotten punched in the mouth kind of the first set. And the second set, we come back, we get a couple games. We had some third set tiebreakers. We're just haven't gotten over that hump yet. So we're looking to do that this week.
Yeah, that's one thing that we were observing. We just really felt like every single point, your team was there. They were trying hard. They weren't, even their body posture didn't look like anybody was slouching around the court. They were feeling like there was something there. That's a good takeaway to have for the day.
Definitely, they've been a group that the core has been together for a while, so that was a blessing coming into the season, and just that chemistry we have. And like today, we've had to mix up our positions a little bit. Just depending on availability of athletes, but they're very comfortable playing with one another, different partners, so that changes things too.
When you have a day like this, what are some things you're thinking about going into the rest of the week? I know we've got some weather that may not be going our way, but as a coach now, what are you thinking going into the rest of the week? Some things you might want to point out to them.
Well, yeah, this is our third regional game. This is our fifth match overall, but our third regional, and so having Meadville on Thursday, again, a home match, 3 home matches this week. If the weather's like today, we'll take it. You know, I think we should just come out a little bit stronger in the first set, kind of jump ahead and then keep that momentum going rather than keep having to catch up, come from behind, get pretty far, and then just can't get over across the finish line. But
yeah, excellent. Well, it was really enjoyable to be watching. I know we have some varsity matches still going on, but appreciate you taking some time and coming over and talking with us today.
Thanks, Phil. Yeah, absolutely. I'm glad that you and Luke and Mr. Buck and they all could come out and see our projects that we have. And
Mr. Buckin, I
Mr.
love it.
Buckin, wow.
Not his dad. Yeah.
Wow.
So, but you know, you gotta keep that seniority.
That's how you know you're old.
Well,
they still call you Mr. Buckin.
They do.
Well, that and your hover rounds parked next to the car. So.
Thanks.
We'll keep that spot open all the time.
There we go.
So,
hey, Coach,
appreciate you all.
have a good rest of your season.
Thank you all. Thanks for coming out.
You have Meadville on Thursday, right?
On Thursday.
Let's go.
Senior night, right?
Are you?
Senior night.
Yeah. Okay.
Senior night on Thursday.
Yes.
We play Meadville here at home. It will be senior night, and we have 7 of our 9 players are seniors, and so it'll be their second to last real home game, maybe last home game ever. In a Rocket uniform, so that will be really monumental. So.
Hey, speaking of, these are new uniforms?
They are not this year, but to
Okay.
yours and my eyes, they are. So no, they got them last year, so they look really sharp though.
They do.
So
they look very nice.
Not those cotton knit polos, but
Yeah, we were just talking
Classic.
about those before you came over.
Things have changed a lot, so it's real nice. Yeah.
All right.
So thank you guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Wow.
Yeah, that was something that when we would show up to some matches, sometimes even that alone, you go to a match, and you show up and the home team is there. Even their sneakers would match, and some of our kids would be there in the cotton shirt and all that, which is, I mean, that's fine, whatever. But there's something about being in uniform, and I remember our AD was really particular about that. If he would walk over and see somebody not in uniform, he's like, hey, that's what we got them for, that's what they're here for. There's something about that unity that comes in those uniforms. So It's really nice to see them all out there in their brown and gold.
And it helps when they're comfortable.
Yes.
Out. Call. Okay. All right.
Final thoughts for you, Phil. I know you got to go. So.
Yeah, I tell you what, there's just been it's been great hanging out here with you. I've even asked one of the players if our number 1 singles guy, I see him coming over. So maybe before I take off, I can get an interview with Andrew Mott, one of our seniors that's here for Titusville. And I had the privilege of coaching him his freshman through junior year, and this is he played a couple of matches before now with me at number one. We had to move stuff around a lot when he was playing, and so this isn't necessarily your first outing at number one singles, but all in all, how do you feel your season is going, and how are things happening there for you?
I feel like I've improved a lot from the beginning of the season. Obviously, Greenville's a really solid team every year. It's tough.
Yeah, when you come out and you know you're playing some of these powerhouse schools, that's part of it, is just being able to get a takeaway of what were some things that I was able to get done today. We saw you hustling. We saw you in every point. It seemed like you had a number of them that went to deuce. Those are good takeaways for that part of your day.
Yeah, just overall, I don't know. He had a lot of topspin on his ball. His serve was really solid.
Yeah, and so you're coming into your senior year, and things are wrapping up here pretty quick. Tennis is a short season, especially when most of your matches get rained out. And so you got a match coming up on Thursday. Have you guys had a chance to play Meadville yet, or is this your first outing with them?
That's the first one. That's
okay,
and senior night too.
And it's senior night.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, so you're gonna have some double duty you're pulling there.
Yep.
All right. Well, we really enjoyed watching you play today, Andrew, and hope that you have a great senior year while you're playing.
Thanks.
All right, buddy. Have a good day.
Take care, Andrew.
Go back to one. Phil, I know you got to leave. What are your final thoughts and takeaways here?
Yeah, I'll tell you, this alone, just being able to come out here and see the students play, beautiful weather. Luke, you've got some serious connections here, man, to have weather like this on your broadcast. You're doing some great... Or do I have the connections? Oh, okay. But just to see the students out.
That's why you're here.
No, here's the thing. He said to me last year, he goes, hey, I'm not going to be coaching next year. I'd love to come over and be part of this. So I'm like, okay, yeah. I'm going to make that call.
Well, I remember when we did the match last year, you were so excited about, and when I talked with Ken before the match, he said, you're televising it? I mean, this is amazing. We need to do this. We need to do this in Greenville. I mean, this is a great thing you're doing, Luke. This is a wonderful thing.
Yeah, I can't imagine other than maybe a summer program, of course, but to be able to have the game online. Coming through Armstrong next week. This really does a lot for the local game, the local sports, and the parents that are here. Maybe some of them are even working right now. They weren't able to make the match. So, Luke, this is a fantastic thing that you're doing, and I just have a lot of respect for it. I know it takes a lot to get something to go remote like this, and so thank you so much for doing this for the sport and for the athletics here in Titusville.
Oh, thank you guys. It's people like you who add the personal touch and the character and your passion for not only the sport itself, but the community, the athletes. That's what shows, and that's the most important thing. So
yeah, I guess
thank you guys.
The last thing is just that
you cut out.
And that's what I was really...
Oh, you terrible man. Faking it out. Okay. I'm
All
like,
right,
wait a minute, he lost it.
Thank you. You know, and I didn't make any jokes about how bad the old coach was here.
Take care, my friend.
Jeff was being interviewed, but thank you very much.
Okay.
So we are on court one.
On court one. And it just ended. The match just ended on court one. And court two, they are switching over, I think.
Again, we apologize. The score on the screen, we tried something different this year, but it gets a little hectic down here. And
yes. Well, the interviews were nice. We just
great.
missed some of the play-by-play. But
it was still on the screen.
That's true. That's true. Okay, so we have the only match that is underway right now is, I believe, court 2, and we're switching over, so it's an odd number of games, but I do not know what it is. I think it's got to be more than 2-0, but I'm not sure. Can Mr. Bodemer see the numbers? See if we can switch over to that. Well, by golly, it is 2-1. All righty then. Thank you so much. I thought that they had to be further along that. They have been going back and forth over there on court 2. This is, of course, Dallin and Sam against Mary and Colin. And right now we have Greenville up 2-1 in the second set. Mary and Colin won the first game of the first set, and then Greenville, through a lot of back and forth, not a dominating fashion. It dominated on the scoreboard, but not on the points. They won 6 straight games to win it 6-1. It's 2-1 currently right now, and Mary Herbst is serving. Let's see how she does here.
Would you say you spent less time worrying about somebody's technique and more of the focus on making sure it was getting in? Or did you tweak people's serves as you saw?
Again, for a freshman, I'm more concerned with her getting the ball in, and she's been doing that very nicely. Obviously, from a technique standpoint, she throws the ball only about a foot out of her hand, and so from a power standpoint, she's not going to generate anything. But and you can see how they're playing. They're playing way inside the baseline. So if as she grows, and if that's actually a very nice serve. It doesn't look pretty from a purist form standpoint, but it's very effective. She's just playing guys that are used to having the ball, and used to returning it, and they're on a very good tennis culture, so they're able to overcome that. But there's just a little bit wide on the backhand. But yeah, it just depends. If as you go through, you want to work on form to improve. And right now, I mean, to be playing in a counting match as a 9th grader at any number is always an accomplishment. And
kudos you're only going
to
to get
her.
better for it. Yeah.
Yeah. She'll be better for this in the long run. I remember talking with you about playing number 1 as a 9th grader, and that was great for you, and you earned it, but you were playing a lot better skill set, and you didn't have a very good record as a 9th grader, and that's what you worry about as a coach, is you don't want to have people lose their enthusiasm and love of the game because they just can't win at the level that they're
Well, you just brought up a lot of
playing.
traumatic memories.
I'm sorry.
But that was. I do want to ask you this. This was an interesting conversation after Scheffler won the Masters. It's amazing how many people were kind of going after him for not having the enthusiasm, showing that, keeping his emotions in check. Like people today expect athletes to be, out there and in your face type of thing. But they were bringing up a lot of other athletes out there who might be. Now, I was a huge Andre Agassi fan. Loved Agassi better than Sampras. But I can certainly see that Sampras was more
businesslike.
He was outgoing and the long hair and flashy, right? And Sampras just went out and took care of business.
Yep. Well, here's the other thing with Scotty Scheffler, talking about that. His wife is due any day now with a child. And he had said, which would have been interesting, if she had gone into labor, he had a plan he was going to leave. And can you imagine if that was what
you have the lead in the fourth round,
$3.1 million purse, which he won for that. But the other thing was that I thought was really touching on that was he, as he was walking up the traditional winner's walk up the hallway of people, the lineup of people, he stopped and waited. And normally his wife would be with him in that, and he stopped and called and arm in arm, put his arm around his caddy, and that was a class move. He's a class gentleman, and it deserves it. And I'll tell you what, there's been a lot of class on both teams' part here today because, again, on the scoreboard, this is a very lopsided match. But in point by point by point, the Titusville players have hung in there. They've played with grit, and they've played with their hearts and joy of the game. And Greenville players have been methodical. They've come and done what they were supposed to do as an undefeated powerhouse team. They won, but it wasn't a walkover. It was, Titusville competed, and they're still competing in the match number 2 doubles.
Well, let's go back to singles and court 3. Chloe Preston, she was still playing as number 1 and 2 teams were wrapping up.
Yep. Yes, she was, and I've known a lot of these. I've known a lot of these kids since they were born, and it's nice to see them growing up so nicely. It was a nice point by Mary right there on court 2. I think she surprised him. He thought it was going to be bounce. He got past him, and he was very surprised. Sometimes the ball bounces that way. Nice shot by Colin there. That was a nice cross court. I see a lot of growth from last year in these players. Wow. The guy just did a Luke Rio shot over there, Luke. There was a lob. It was a lob that was hit just over, and both Colin and Mary backed way up, and he wound up and then just dinked it right there at the net. Nobody could get to it. I am not sure which of the players that is for Greenville in the hat. I'm not sure who is who, whether it's Dallin or Sam, but he has just been crushing balls at the net in match in the second doubles. And speaking of which, Chauncey just did one at the net, but that's in a scrimmage. Now they're playing a different match with some other people, and I believe that is the match. That was the match point for Greenville on that smash at the net that I was just talking about. Oh, maybe not. It's a changeover. No, it's not the match. It's a changeover. I keep making sure this match is much longer than it really is.
Well, it's still going. And just a reminder, after the match, we'll have your Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville Player of the Game, and we'll award a player from both teams. Well, this has been a lot of fun. I know it's easy to sit here and say, oh, boy, the weather just worked out and it's great. Well, we waited for the weather to be great before we lugged all the equipment outside. So
yeah,
I appreciate all the nods to picking the right day. But no, Adam and I.
How
had
long has
lots
this
of
been sitting
discussion.
here? It's been here for like 2 weeks.
Since last year.
In the rain. Last year? Oh, okay,
yeah,
good.
we haven't left.
No, I saw you setting the cameras up. That's not true.
What was your favorite aspect to coaching? Was it just working with the kids, the love of the sport? For you, what was it?
I really liked the aha moment of working with someone, whether it would be, working on your serve, working on your toss or your footwork, or the first time somebody returns a shot in doubles right back up the line instead of going cross court, which is what your normal thing is, to have them turn and rip a forehand right down the line and /see the look on their face, and it's just like, oh, that's what we're talking about. Yeah. That and in all different ways, whether it's serve or return or volley or anything. That's my favorite part of coaching. Seeing the growth and seeing people move into a higher level of achievement.
So I've said this to you before, and I don't know if any of this had to do with our relationship and why we're still good friends to this day.
Well, that good friends is a strong term.
Well, there's an audience. I'm trying to be
nice. Yes, you're exactly right.
So I've always said to you, you had a tough job because you came in my senior year, and that's tough to do as a coach coming in, and you did such a great job. And I don't know if this is an ego thing on our side of it, which I hope it's not, and I hope you don't take it that way. But you did such a great job balancing and actually saying to us, I'm not here to change your world. We're just gonna tackle it day by day, and
well, the thing about you have to know your audience. And when I came, I had come back as the assistant principal at the middle school. You had coach was not coaching, and they were going to lose the team. And I was asked by the athletic director and superintendent if I would coach, which normally principals don't coach from just the job requirements. But you were the best talented group of tennis players. I'd coached tennis before. You were top to bottom the best team I'd ever seen. You were already playing. I didn't have to coach you guys up. You guys knew what you were doing. We tweaked a few things here and there, and we worked on more the mental aspect than the physical aspect. You guys physically were powers. You were powerhouses, and it was fun. It was a very enjoyable process.
But you knew you came in and didn't rock the boat like that. It was subtle things. It was, hey, try this, or let's work on this. But you could have come in and said, hey, this is how we're doing it. This is my way.
But what I remember is you were used to a lot of running in practice, and the one change I made was I changed to just little short, like side to side, like in the court where you're looking at the court there, side step, 5 steps right, 5 steps left, 3 steps forward, 3 steps back. Yeah. Not running a mile or doing sprints across a gymnasium. It's a small court. You don't have to be fast, but you need to be quick. And it's a different set of muscles. And that was one thing that I did differently than what you were used to.
Did it take a year or two, or was it immediate that it was your team? Like you knew, like, okay, these are the athletes, and this is
you guys were easy. You really were. I mean, it can be tough. It can be tough if you're coming back as a returning coach, depending on the culture and the attitude that you bring. The coach's attitude, people accept it or they reject it. You guys were easy. You knew who you were. I think you were worried, number one, you were going to lose your season, that you didn't have a coach. And so when I came in, you were happy that you weren't losing your season. Then the worry was, am I going to mess it up? And I tried not to do that. And we had a very successful season.
Well, and again, going back to you for a moment, you're coming back to the area. Mm-hmm. You're being integrated with the school and all the students, so it was a unique time for you as well.
It was from professionally, it was the most difficult year of my life.
Was it a good outlet for you to coach tennis then?
It was a good outlet, and it was. But I mean, the people were great. The kids are great. This is my home, and I'd been gone for 11 years. And had been an administrator down in central Pennsylvania, and had an opportunity to come back, and it was the best thing I ever did. But it was tough. The transition.
Other than not coming back sooner, because you have great kids that are just awesome, and we got to know them and be friends with them. And
they are. We're very proud of them. The thing that was tough for me at the time coming back was nothing to do with tennis. I had been an elementary teacher, and I had been an elementary administrator, And I came back as assistant principal in the middle school. And
Yeah.
everything that I did, I had to unlearn what I knew worked in elementary school because middle school is different, and it's reality. My toughest audience were the kids in the middle school, particularly the 8th graders. And I was the new guy, and they didn't. Well, why should we listen to him? Middle school is tough.
It is just 8th grade, right? Because to this day, I swear, teachers will say that it's those 8th grade kids. Is that transition period?
Well, it is. It is a transition. And it's one of the reasons middle school was so effective to help kids. Because in the middle school, we had a lot of, attendance got better at the middle school. Discipline problems dropped in the middle school. The whole idea of middle school works really well with young teens. And it just is. But that has nothing to do with tennis. And we're still in. I don't know what this match is. I know it's not 2-1.
You say that, but we've remained friends. We've played tennis together.
Yes, I didn't know you in middle school. You were in high school.
That's right. No, for the first part, our senior year was the last couple months of the junior high.
Yes. But you weren't in middle school. You weren't in junior.
No, but
yeah. Yes, that's right. From October to March 14th,
yeah.
I was in the senior high school, and on Monday, March 15th, we started the school day in the new middle school, which is now 25 years old.
Wow.
Yeah. So, nice return.
Good get.
Nice return. Colin Wagner having himself a game. I really... Oh, they're talking. Oh, this ball is stuck in the fence. Okay.
Not sure what the score is over on court 2.
I have no idea. Apparently, it's nothing now.
Yeah. I don't know, Adam, if they've changed that over there, if you can get a close-up of it.
Oh, Colin, nice net play.
4-1.
4-1. Is that Titusville 4-1 or? I'm not sure which we are. Well, they were. I don't know. I don't know which it is. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was 2-0 before on the list, so now it can't be 1 up there now. But lots of points going back and forth. Here we go. Nice serve. And good serve. Is that the match? I hate to say that. It looks like the match to me. They're shaking hands at the net. So it was 4-1, and they just... That doesn't make sense. Anyway, whatever.
Yeah.
The match is over.
We'll take some notes and figure out what to do next.
Okay, I have no idea.
Well, we welcome you into the Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville post-game show, post-match show here, where we're going to discuss the player of the game for Titusville and for Greenville. A lot of good play, Coach. You mentioned, the score might not indicate the tightness, but when you look at each game, it was quite an outing for Titusville. And you heard Coach Letterberg talk about the fact that they're, this close to getting over that hump and pulling out some more wins.
Yes. And again, you as a coach, what you do is you look at incremental growth. And I know that this team from last year's team. They played stronger. They look better. A lot of these kids were playing last year when we did the match, and you can see the growth. And that's what you go for. You know, some people are gonna have better records than others, but you go for that individual growth. That's really the important thing. I'm not sure exactly where we go from here. I know we play Meadville here for senior night on Thursday. I don't know what the schedule is after that, but Thursday night is senior night, and it's Meadville, and it's Meadville's. That would have been a good match for us to see. I hope the rain holds off and they can do it. I'm glad we were here because the weather was perfect today.
It was.
But I sure like to play against Meadville.
Hey, I just want to say real quick, we were talking a lot about our history and past and coming in and coaching. I talked to Coach Letterber last night, and I said, hey, Phil Taylor's going to be joining Mr. Bucket and I.
Mr. Bucket. Jeez.
I need like that.
Wow.
But it would have been easy for him to say, oh, that, maybe not. That would make me uncomfortable since he was the coach.
Yeah.
No, he was so excited to have us here. So,
well, he's young.
He'll get over that.
Yeah, we'll get over that. No, I really don't want to talk to you. That's funny. Okay, so we want to talk about players of the game.
Yeah, I think the coaches are now going to send somebody over from each team. But who would you go with?
Well, from Titusville, I'd lean toward Chloe, but personally, because she had the longest match, she had the most rallies. But that would be. Yeah, you also could make a case for Mary and Colin together. Hi, how you doing? Good. I'm gonna give her this.
Let's do this.
You have a microphone?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So, who are we talking to?
This is Aubrey Cooley.
Ah, Aubrey, you had a very nice match on court number two singles.
Thank you.
You did a great job. What did you think about the opponent today?
He hit really nice.
Have you played Isaac before?
I've not. This is my second time playing second singles too. I usually play third singles.
Was it? What did you think about it? Was it scary? Was it overwhelming? Was it exciting? What was it?
I kind of expected what was that, but I was obviously nervous because Greenville's a big school and they're known for being pretty good at tennis. So.
What was his? What did he do that you felt was like? He's really this is his best shot. What did he do? Something that kept winning on a particular shot to you?
Well, we mostly just kind of hit ground strokes, so I saw that he had a really nice ground stroke.
Okay.
And yeah, hitting it away from me he was good at. His serve was really nice too. I had trouble with a lot.
Yet he had a very nice serve.
Yeah, I should have moved over wider because it kicked to the.
Yep. He had a little spin on it when he was hitting it.
Yeah.
That's tough to deal with. You haven't had to deal with that very much.
No, I haven't.
Okay. That's a learning experience right there. Okay. Luke, what do you have?
Well, we have a T-shirt from the Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville. You are our athlete of the match. So
really?
Congratulations. Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm going to have you come over here, and if you look, there's sizes. So go ahead and pick the size that you would like, and we'll go from there. Fantastic. And now we're going to get a Greenville player.
Do we have a Greenville player of the match here, Coach?
Who's our?
These are the ones.
These are. Are these the big four? The big four I heard about.
So which of the big four is going to be our main one? But we'll talk to everybody.
Well, Alex let me get hit by a tennis ball. I don't know that Alex should be.
It was an accident. It was his fault.
Oh, don't put it on us, Coach. Well, I'll put it on you. Alex?
I actually had Alex circled as my choice.
Right, so, Alex.
Because I love top
guys,
spin.
Guys, come over here. Yeah. So, look at Adam. Adam's over there with the camera. But
wait, where are we?
The guy right there. So in the gray hat. There we go. The guy in the hat. That's Adam.
So, Alex, for you, for Greenville, you get the Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville. athlete of the match here. So we'll let you pick a shirt in a minute. But first, Coach is going to ask you some questions.
Okay. Well, I see you'll have a lot of top spin on your ground strokes. Is that something you've always had, or have you developed that?
Well, I mean, I always started.
Go ahead and put that mic right up there.
I started with lobbing it like super high over the net. These guys can all attest to that. But ultimately the goal was to try to get as much spin as possible. But putting it that high really doesn't. It's not as effective. But now I've started to lower it down a little bit more, and I'm still able to keep the same amount of spin on it.
Being a top spin guy myself, I was impressed with it, and you lost it a few times. You kind of drifted out, and sometimes the wind can affect that too. But it was impressive, and it's very nice to watch you play. And I heard stories of the Big Four.
Yeah.
And
what kind of stories?
Well, all good. All good. It was from your coach. So
I don't know if that's all good.
It was all good. He said he's been with you guys for years, and
he's tired of you.
He didn't say that at all. He did not say that.
Is this true?
Are you all seniors?
Yeah.
Okay.
They are.
Let's go down the line and just favorite high school tennis memory. Was it a play?
Can I go last?
Oh,
I gotta think.
Sure. You can go pick a T-shirt. Don't go first.
Yeah. We're gonna pick a T-shirt.
Oh, geez. Well, there's many.
Besides talking with us.
Oh, yeah. That's got to be up there. Okay, it was either last year or sophomore year, we went to Burger King. Last year or sophomore year, we went to Burger King, and another player, Bryce Stefanowicz, he put a bag over his head, put holes in them, and just talked in a really stupid voice, went up to the counter and said, "Can I get some mayonnaise?" And then he went, "Thank you." And it was just, there's a video of it that we have that it was just one of my favorite tennis memories because he just looked so stupid. He's so stupid.
That's a good memory. That's a good memory. Come on over here. Face that way. And what's your name?
I'm Finn Butcher. And I had to pick a favorite tennis memory. Mine's would probably be beating. So there's this kid on the Warren team. He's been their third singles player for a while. His name's Abe Wolf. Great, he's a great guy. We're decently good friends. But last year was the first time I think in 3 matchups I was actually able to beat him, and it was actually at D10 in playoffs in the second round of the play-in bracket for the main draw, and it was a fantastic match. But actually finally being able to come through and kind of overcome some stuff that had
kind of finally putting it all together and getting over the top.
Yeah. That's a good way to put it. So
that's a good one.
That would be probably my favorite tennis memory.
Thank you very much, Sam. Let's move it down to the big guy here. Hi. What's your name?
I'm Zach Morgan.
Hi, Zach.
So, my favorite tennis memory, ironically, given Isaac's was our sophomore trip to Burger King. Mine was last year's trip to Burger King, my junior year.
Burger King must love to see you guys come in.
Yeah. We're always doing something really funny there. And so what happened last year is one of my doubles partner, Noah Christner, he put on a Burger King crown and took a picture of himself on Snapchat, right? And he labeled the caption, he was trying to say, "Bow down before your king." And it auto-corrected to "now down before your long." And it was so funny. And it's still a thing we joke about today. And it's so funny to this day.
There's a lot going on in Greenville.
Yeah.
Well, thanks, guys.
All right.
Good luck the rest of the
we have the last
Oh,
one.
last
we have
one,
to
that's
come back.
right.
He's got his T-shirt.
Hey, and just to let you guys know, we had a glitch on the live streaming side, but we'll have the whole match up here in the next day.
I
or
was
two.
looking at that.
Thanks for not bringing that up.
No,
Yeah. Okay.
So I'd have to say my favorite memory was actually here.
You're
was
getting
that
points.
last year
You're
or
getting
2
points
years ago?
already.
So 2 years ago, there's a little seesaw over there, the 4-way one. You know what I'm talking about on the spring. So I was there with Isaac, Finn, and the first singles back then, which was Aunt Gentili. And so we're all, having a blast on that thing. And then Anthony decides to take it way too far and bounces up, and I fracture my tailbone. So I wasn't really able to.
You realize that's for 5-year-olds and younger.
Yeah, you see.
I just saying.
I was younger back then. Maybe not quite 5, but I was younger back then.
Okay.
And so yeah, so that lasted for a month or two, probably about a month, I'd say. Yeah. And then
this is your favorite memory.
Yeah, because it's hilarious. And then the following year, in the middle of a musical production, I re-injure it again, right before, like, was that before our tennis season? Like, right there? Yeah. So
What was
great.
the musical?
Charlie Brown.
Huh?
Yeah, it was Snoopy.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Didn't have to memorize a lot
Curse,
of lines.
curse,
No, I did.
curse you, Red Baron.
Yeah.
Oh,
not again.
not
No,
again.
just kidding.
Yeah. Well, you go over and have a little play on the playground. You
Yeah.
can,
No, we already went over there again.
Okay.
I successfully did it without injuring my tailbone. So
you went back and did it again.
Yeah, it's a great memory. Always going to come back here every year.
Thanks, guys.
You're a scary
Enjoy the rest
man.
of your season.
Thank you.
All right. Have a good one, gentlemen. Coach, congratulations.
Now, a lot of the Titusville players, Coach, are out doing some exhibition playing right now. We're just hitting the ball, so we don't have a chance to talk to them. But final thoughts here.
It was a perfect day for tennis. It wasn't too windy. It was full sun. It was beautiful. The teams competed fairly and well. There were a lot of long rallies. It was a great day for tennis, and I'm happy I could be part of it.
It just seemed like we were here yesterday doing this.
It seems a little longer than yesterday, but yesterday was last year was a very good inaugural match. This tops it, and having Phil here and having coverage on court 3, which really we couldn't do with the two of us last year, it's better, and next year it'll be better. And it's exciting. Thank you for having me here back again.
Well, we greatly appreciate you being here and being part of this. It's just been a lot of fun. For Adam Bodemer, Phil Taylor, Rob Buck, and I'm Luke Rio, thanks so much for joining us here for Titusville Rocket Tennis. The Rockets fall to the Greenville Trojans, but what a great outing and great effort by our Titusville Rockets. With that, we say goodbye from Burgess Park and our coverage of spring sports, made possible by these great sponsors. By Oil Creek Plastics, by Titusville Area Hospital, by Interstate Pipe and Supply, by State Farm Insurance, by Poppies, by Donovan and Bauer Auto Group, by The Barking Lot, by the Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville, by Armstrong, by Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning, by the Crawford Health Improvement Coalition, by ProThreads Print Shop, and by Marsh Home Center. Thanks for joining us. Weather permitting, we will be back for more spring sports action, hopefully next week. Just keep tuned to our Facebook page for all the information. Have a great evening, and thanks for joining us.
Thank you for watching Stream Sports' presentation of Titusville Rocket Sports on Stream TV.